Bad news and tragedy has struck the page today. I'm literally talking about a $13,000 mistake here. Luckily, thank God, I'm not talking about either of these two bikes today. Although everything I've been posting with the Grom lately has seemingly been demonetized, and so this little bike is being a problem. Thank God, the R6, the race model R6, is one of the only bikes I have right now that's been all reliable. But we have some bigger problems. As you guys have noticed, I have not been riding my Yamaha R9 as of late. The R9 has been missing from the page for a little bit. After I got the exhaust on the R9, of course, the R9 needs an ECU flash. Now, some people wrongfully thought that I was flashing this bike to make more horsepower. Well, yes, that's a byproduct and a potential upside to tuning the bike. No, the main reason why I tune a motorcycle is to just get it to run right. When you put a full exhaust on these bikes, they need a tune. And so that's what I did. I shipped out the ECU to get tuned, and I was supposed to get it back last week. But to my surprise, I did not get the ECU back. No, it seems that the wonderful and lawful carrier USPS, the United States Postal Service, has lost my ECU. As some of you may know, I've been at this apartment for a little bit, and I hate it here. I get spam mail in my mailbox all the time, and so I just never bother to clean out my mailbox because it's always stuffed full of just garbage and crap that I never asked for. And so usually whenever we get packages, this includes like me and myself and everybody else who lives here, people, whenever they get packages, they usually just leave them on top of the mailbox. That's how it's been done. That's how I got my R6 ECU back. That's how it's usually been done. But on this fateful week, for whatever reason, it's just the luck gods just beating down on me lately. The mail person saw that my mailbox was full, and instead of trying to stuff this package that probably wouldn't have fit in my mailbox to begin with, instead of trying to stuff that thing in there, they just decided to steal all my mail, including my package, and take it to the post office. Okay, not a big deal, right? I just go to the post office and retrieve my parcel. Wrong again. I went to the post office off camera because I thought that this wouldn't be a big deal, and they don't have it either. So nobody has my package, nobody knows where it is. That is the ECU, that is the computer unit for my R9, for like basically makes the entire bike run. And it's gone. And I don't know if you can replace those. So the bike, we're gonna have to figure this out today. The bike may be totaled. Out of every single issue I think I've ever had on this page, I think this is probably the biggest one. Please start, come on. Thank you. This has the implication to literally cost me over $13,000 if I have to buy a new R9. I don't like buying bikes twice, so I don't know if I'm even willing to do that. I've stated that the R9 is one of my favorite bikes that I own right now. This, with the exception being this, not because that the R6 is a better motorcycle, I've literally stated that the R9 is a better bike. It's just that this one is better to me because of nostalgic purposes. It's complicated, okay? This is like an abusive relationship. It hurts, and it is fun, and it is dope. It doesn't have to make any sense. To this day, I still see comments of people being like, oh, I thought green was diesel only. Do you guys not have BPs around where you guys are at? All the handles out here are all green, bro. It's like whenever you see these in a video or somebody else's video and they're filling up a bike, 99.99999% of the time it's probably just a BP. No one's putting diesel in their motorcycle, bro.
I still find it insane that motorcycles have to pay the same tolls that everybody else has to pay.
Howdy. How you doing? Have a very good day.
I gotta catch that, dude. That brother right there, that is a BMW, if I had to guess from the backside. That's like the 6-cylinder, I believe. That's why it has the 6 pipes and it has the dual-sided exhaust. I believe that is the only 6-cylinder that's still being made, interestingly enough. Gotta let her eat here. Oh, he's being a little illegal, boy. I'm not riding that reckless. What is he doing? He's crossing lines and just being stupid. Man, there's old and there's bold riders. It's an old saying. Riding like that, crossing lines, going between semi-trucks like that, not an intelligent idea. I feel the need to expand on that idea because I don't want to sound like a chotch being like, ooh, look at him, he's going so fast. I don't do that, because I do. Like, clearly, I like doing my pulls and having fun.
Probably sound like a broken record at this point, but it's time and place, bro. It's not like I had fun. I did a little pull under a bridge. There's no other cars, no other traffic that possibly could have merged into me. I only went up to like, oh, hi. I mean, that's why I preach it, bro. It's the kids, bro. I know there's probably some kids watching my videos, and time and place. I didn't even go above triple digits, bro. I'm probably gonna blur it anyway just because I'm not trying to incriminate myself, but it's not that stupid, bro. The laws are pretty stupid, but what I did there was not dumb. It's the weaving between cars
and the excessiveness of the fun. Is what I'm trying to preach.
What's going on? Can I get an oil change kit for an R9? Hope I have enough room to fit it all, but we'll see. They don't have this stuff in my quick lookup yet. No, yeah, it's okay. Still new. If not, M209 is the exact same. You can always look that up. Ooh, this is the new 25 speed triple, dude. I've been needing to see one of these. I got the new rims. I don't know how many of you guys remember my old 2023 speed triple RS, like the fully faired one. Oh, these are good bikes.
I miss it a lot. Olin's electronic suspension. It looks really good. I want another one, but I don't know if I like the bug eye look, dude. So one reason I can't really mess with these. They just look a little silly, don't they? Plus 1200 cc, like 190 horsepower, 180 horsepower. I don't know. It's a lot. I think I would be just fine with a regular street triple, and then if I'm getting a regular street triple, I'd rather just get an old Daytona 675 and save a lot of money. I don't know. New RSV4 factory. This one's sold. That's really cool to see. Still haven't ridden the new Aprilias. I wasn't really a big fan of the older ones, but all right. We got the oil. Now we got to go to Ducati, check up on the R9. A Walmart would look great right about there. Where's BlackRock when you need it? Oh, hey, it's the cop that pulled me over last time. I got to work on my rich laugh. Like, I can't do it. I need like a stress-free laugh, dude. That thing would be awesome. Headed over to Ducati, which is where, you don't know, that's where the R9 is being kept right now. Literally in pieces. Just wait till you guys see it. It literally has not moved. However, I am recording this on a Monday, and Ducati's closed, but luckily, because Ducati Cleveland's goated, bro. They're the best. I convinced one of their guys to come in on an off day to get some work done, and also I get to go in and see my R9. Howdy. Is it these? Thank you, sir. Excuse me. The only repayment for coming in on an off day is to do one of the Red Bull. So, of course, I got him. I got myself a little mini one because your boy is so addicted. Every other video I saw is like a clip of me getting an energy drink, and somebody or multiple people are always so quick to call me out on it. It's like, yeah, bro, I know. I just try not to think about it too hard. That's all. I am completely and utterly aware of my impending doom. One day I will have to pay for my sins on that one. Here for a good time, not a long time. Check this dude out. The actual GOAT coming in on an off day, bro. Help! Help, I'm locked out. Help! Yeah, look at it all blown up and torn apart. Oh, this poor thing. Yeah, we gotta talk about this.
Here is the current state of the R9. The ECU is ripped out of the bike. The tank isn't even fully on the bike. Battery isn't attached and a couple fairings are missing. If I turn the key right now, the bike has no chance of starting, even if that battery was connected. The worst problem is the bike needs the ECU to run. The problem is I have no idea where the ECU could possibly even be. It's not at my apartment. It's not at the post office. So this is the problem that I have to solve today. Now, because it was the weekend, USPS is closed on the weekend, I couldn't go to the post office and file a report and figure out where this ECU could possibly be, if it's even recoverable at this point. And here's also another issue that I'm contemplating is I'm not the one who shipped out the ECU. When I shipped it out to Two Wheel Dyno Works to get tuned, I shipped it out with FedEx. Two Wheel Dyno Works is the one that shipped the bike back, and I haven't touched base with them yet because I didn't think that they would even possibly be involved in this situation. But depending on if they got insurance on that package or not, I will literally be liable for the full cost of this bike. Because knowing most ECUs, like out of cars and other motorcycles, the ECU is tied to the VIN. And so if I can't get a replacement ECU from a dealership or from Yamaha, depending on even how long that would take, the bike is basically totaled. It's a brick. It doesn't do anything. It's a parts bike. So my only other option would be to buy an entirely new motorcycle. Quite literally the most expensive problem I've ever faced on this page. I've never had an engine blow up. I've never had any major problems like that. So here's the current plan. Because today's Monday, the post office is actually open on a Monday. I'm gonna barge in there, I'm gonna march in there and demand that I get my package back. How they're gonna respond to that, I have no idea if they even have my package. That's the problem with USPS. It's a government organization. We've had personal beef. I've had beef with companies, with dealerships before. This is the first time I've ever beefed with a government organization. And I don't know how this is gonna go. There's a federal office, bro. A federal office totaled out my motorcycle. That's a funny way of putting it. A federal office just totaled out my motorcycle. This is tragic. All right, well, let's go figure it out.
I should have been saying that from the start, bro. The feds totaled out my R9. It's actually such a funny concept. Now, I don't think they quite literally totaled out the bike. Like, if they have the ECU, then we're fine. We're chilling. We're fine. But it's probably more likely than not they don't have it, because I went there last week and they didn't have it. All right, and we're off again. Well, it just means we got some insane problem solving to do, but I'm in a good mood today, so I'm hoping that I got good spirits. They're gonna have my ECU. I'm manifesting it right now. It's gonna be fine. What sucks is I'm even an advocate for like government services. I think that it's good that we have a government competitor to what is becoming a more increasingly privatized mail industry. I think it's good to have a healthy competitor like the U.S. Postal Service that competes against companies like UPS and FedEx. That is all good, fair market capitalism. The problem is, why does the government option have to be easily the worst option? Why does it have to be easily the most incompetent, stupid option? How dumb do you have to, like, why take all of my mail, not leave the packages where the packages go, take my package along with all the other mail? I don't care about the other mail, bro. It's all just spam anyway. Time to find out if I'm even allowed to film in a frickin' post office. I don't think I'm gonna actually like visually film face cam, but oh.
You can. Lighting kits, tripods, yeah, so you can definitely film. I don't think I will, though. I might do a little quick audio. All right, I'll see you guys in a second. Hopefully we get my ECU back. Guess what, my dudes? They had it. I guess the R9 isn't total after all. I was just experiencing a heavy dose of anxiety. Man, I'm so hyped to get the R9 back. This and the R9 had literally made this like the best year of riding I've probably had in a while. They're just like the perfect middleweights, bro. I don't know what it is about these Yamaha middleweights. This one scratches that like I need a dramatic bike that just goes, well, feels like it's going fast, even though it's not going as fast as like a liter bike. It feels like it's going fast, makes a lot of noises, feels really like kind of janky and like notchy. Manual downshifting, I love that. But I get tired of riding this bike, and sometimes I want something a little bit easier to ride, and that's what the R9's for. The R9 is like just as much horsepower as this, but it makes all the power down low, isn't as dramatic, but is a lot smoother and has the accommodations like the electronics and the cruise control. God, I could see my bike in the little reflection there. This thing looks so good. I don't know, but I just feel like I have 4 other motorcycles right now. I have the V4, I have the H2, the Grom, and the 698. And I just haven't been riding those. I told myself I was going to ride the V4 more this year, bro, and I just haven't. They're scary. I've said it in previous videos, bro. They're scary. The big bikes are scary. I'm not gonna pretend and sit here like, and I ride motorcycles a lot, bro. I think I ride more than the average person. I like to think, and yet I'm still like, dang, I'm chill on those bikes. They're just not fun at a certain point. Like, I can wind this out when I feel it's safe, and I'm not scared myself. Like, I'm just smiling everywhere I go on this bike, and the R9 too. It just makes me happy. Okay, we're back. We gotta get this ECU in the bike. I'm running out of time too, because I'm trying to see a new apartment today too. Please tell me he's in here. Dang it, man. I don't know if he's here. His bike's out front. That's gonna severely cut into my time. Tragedy has struck the page. Oh, good. Dang it. I think the back doors are shut too. Oh, man. I didn't know that there was a car wash back, or at least a closed down one. This is interesting. I wonder if this is included in the new Ducati location. Interesting. Fascinating. I wonder if they could turn it into like a old bike storage place. I just got a text from Jason though. He's on the way back. We still might have a way to save this. Crossing my fingers. Hopefully we get the ECU back in this bike. So here is the bane of my existence. Now we gotta try to do an oil change on this as fast as humanly possible, while also getting the ECU back in this bike. Luckily, I've done this before. Not a big problem. Because the last time we had this bike up on a stand, the oil, you can't really see it, but it's pretty dark. It's like black oil in there, so I want to try to get it out. I think it's because this bike runs extremely hot stock, so all that excess heat just completely ruins the oil on this bike. If I had to guess, I'm not an engineer, but I just grab this out without breaking anything. There we go. Okay, getting my hands dirty in this episode, boys. All right, let's get the ECU unpackaged and get that thing in the bike. Well, just after that little time skip right there, we got the R9 back, baby. 3, 2, 1. Yay! Thank you so much to Jason from Ducati Cleveland. Bro literally stayed after to get me out of here on time. Oh my god, this dude's so kind. Ducati Cleveland, everybody. They just moved locations. Make sure you check them out. Oh, I'm checking out a new apartment today. This is really exciting. That way I should be able to do the small stuff like this, like ECU tunes and oil changes, all at my expense, at my own time. Like on rainy days and stuff, because I'm not able to do that right now with my current apartment. But yeah, this is only slightly exciting. I get to test out a new tune on a bike that I haven't ridden in a while. Whoa, only going between 50 million bikes. Bye, R6. Love you. You wanna go ahead? Let's see here. Squeeze past the $45,000 bike. Open it up. Oh, thank you, sir.
No problem, man.
Appreciate you. Bro, I would literally not have this bike today if it wasn't for Jason. Okay, so the apartment thing went really well. I didn't bring you guys with me because I don't need people knowing where I'm going to live. I kind of got a little careless with the last place I lived because I knew I wasn't going to stay there anymore, but this new place is really lit. But regardless, oh boy, we got a car coming, so I'm going to start the bike up and we're going to get in front of him because I'm not trying to have a car behind me or in front of me the entire time while I'm trying to talk about how awesome this bike is now with a tune. Whoop! It sounds like an Audi, bro. I know I said this last time when I got the exhaust on this bike, but really, for real. It sounds like one of those 5-cylinders, bro. Like one of those old school, like dual clutch 5-cylinders. It sounds so good. And the power, bro. Second gear, you guys got to see this. You guys know everybody was complaining about these bikes. Like the first, second gear power loss, or at least the second gear in particular, that's gone. If you feel comfortable going full throttle in second gear now, because it will come up. I can promise you that, it will come up. Oh, I'm scared. I don't know this bike well enough to just be able to like pick it up from a pow-pow immediately, but... it won't do it.
Making me look like a liar, or not. Whatever. It will. It will. I promise you it will. Given the proper road conditions, it definitely will pick it up. Basically, the tune fixed the problems I had with this bike. The throttle was already smooth. That wasn't really a complaint. The throttle's already like great. It's got the cruise control. You can just turn that on. You can just turn that on. There we go. Cruise control. It's great. I already had very little complaints about this tune or the bike in general, but the tune just kind of makes everything better. It makes you forget about the fueling of this bike and how dumb it is from the factory. I get the microphone, I don't think does it full justice, because on the exhaust video when I got that put on, it's a little quiet, but that's because it shoots it out the rear, but I can promise you it's very loud for me. We do have a little bit of a tunnel here. Let's see if I'm gonna downshift and really get it going. All right, you're mine. Come on. Minimal wind noise. Perfect. It's just such a pleasure to drive this thing now. No steering stabilizer. And look, it's whipping around. It's fine. It's exactly what this bike is supposed to be. A mini S1000, bro. That's what this bike is to me. It's the S1000 without all the bullshit. It's smooth. It runs well. Has all the amenities and electronics you could ever possibly need. Shifts smooth. Everything's perfect. Easy to work on. Easier to work on than an S1K. If anyone's ever like, oh, what motorcycle should I get after upgrading from a 300 or 400cc to a bigger bike, this is it. I'm in love. I love this bike. It is just now better now that it's like fully built, which by my standards just means exhaust and tune. It's plenty fast enough for me, personally. I think this is a bike you can really wind out on the street if you want. I'm really glad that this came to a pretty reasonable conclusion, that I didn't have to sue a federal office for losing my ECU. I'm just glad, hey, we got to a good conclusion on this one, boys. And I'm glad I have my R9 bag. That means we can go back to the nice, classic Matthew Woods adventures. Hopefully things stop breaking and I stop losing ECUs and bikes stop getting messed up. We can go back to just being chill, telling stories. Can we go back to like classic thought-taking adventures? There's always got to be, there's a new random crap that happens every week. I swear to God. I don't know, my analytics tell me you guys seem to like when things go wrong, but I don't enjoy when things go wrong. I like it when things are easy, smooth. Alright, well, I'm going home, grabbing my other helmet, and going for a nice little joyride with my boys. So if you want to see what we get into, make sure you stick around for the short form content. But otherwise, this kind of brings an end to my yap session for today. Make sure you guys stick around for the next one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!